Hey everyone, welcome back. Bitcoin has just broken out from a major resistance level that has held the price below it since last November. Let's look at the current market situation, and there's big news regarding the Clarity Act lineup. Let's dive in. First, let's look at the reason for the Bitcoin price movement. The main reason for this move is that the US CPI data came out as expected, 2.7% year over year, with core at 0.2% month over month, better than the 0.3% forecast. Even though we are not expecting a rate cut this month, this calmed fears of aggressive Fed rate hikes. About 12 hours later, Fed rate cut, odds shifted. Short-term expectations dropped a bit, but longer-term expectations rose slightly. Markets now price in a very high chance that the Fed will hold rates steady soon. The new Fed chair will be key moving forward. When that happens, we're going to see huge rate cuts. Last few days, we saw strong ETF inflows supporting the Bitcoin move. Right now, inflation is dropping, rates are steady, and the outlook is bullish for now, but manage your risk. We have talked about the possible scenarios in our last Bitcoin update video, because we need to be ready for those possibilities. The Clarity Act represents a pivotal moment for cryptocurrency regulation in the United States. As of creating this video, this proposed legislation, formerly known as the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, aims to bring much-needed structure to an industry that has grown rapidly but operated under unclear and often conflicting rules. For years, the crypto sector has faced uncertainty because two main regulators, the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, have claimed authority over different parts of the market. The SEC treats many tokens as securities like stocks, requiring strict registration and disclosure rules. The CFTC views others, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, as commodities like oil or gold, which allows for lighter oversight. This overlap has created confusion, discouraged innovation in the US, and pushed some companies and projects to friendlier jurisdictions like Singapore or Dubai. The Clarity Act seeks to solve this by defining which digital assets fall under each regulator's domain. It distinguishes between digital commodities, mostly under CFTC rules, and securities under SEC rules. The bill also addresses emerging areas like tokenized real-world assets. That means putting stocks or property on blockchain, decentralized finance platforms, and stablecoins like USDC or USDT that aim to hold a steady $1 value. Supporters of the Clarity Act say that clear rules would attract institutional money, improve consumer protection, and help the U.S. remain a global leader in blockchain technology rather than falling behind other countries. The House of Representatives passed its version of the bill in 2025, marking significant progress. In the Senate, the Banking Committee was set to hold a key markup session on January 15th to debate amendments and move the bill forward. Many in the crypto community viewed this as a potential turning point that could lead to final passage and a pro-innovation framework signed into law. However, a major controversy erupted just before the markup. Yesterday, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong publicly withdrew support for the Senate draft. In a strongly worded post, he described the nearly 300-page bill as containing too many issues and warned it would be materially worse than the current status. Armstrong highlighted several problems. The first problem is a near ban on tokenized equities, which could limit innovation in bringing traditional stocks on a blockchain in a decentralized way. These rules would make it very hard or impossible to create and trade these tokenized stocks in the US in a decentralized way. This kills future innovation. It stops crypto platforms from competing with traditional stock markets by bringing real assets onto the blockchain. They want the law to protect old-school finance from new blockchain competition, limiting how freely people can trade real stocks in a modern, decentralized way. Looks like banks want to keep their old system. The big banks and their lobbying groups have been pushing hard to shape the Clarity Act in ways that protect their traditional deposit business from crypto competition, especially stablecoins. Here's the core issue. The banks pay a tiny interest on regular deposits, and stablecoin issuers back their tokens with safe assets like U.S. Treasury bills, which currently earn around 4 to 5%. If stablecoins could pass even part of that yield to holders like interest on a savings account, people and businesses might move money out of low-yield bank accounts into stablecoins for better returns. This could pull trillions in deposits away from banks, maybe up to $6 trillion at risk, and this could be a serious hit to lending capacity if it happens. Big banks don't like competition against their old system. The second major problem with the current Clarity Act Senate draft is its heavy restrictions on decentralized finance. DeFi lets people lend, borrow, trade, or earn interest directly on the blockchain. No banks or middlemen needed. It's built to be permissionless. Anyone can join with just a wallet, and no one has to reveal their real identity or get approved first. The issue with the bill is the draft pushes mandatory anti-money laundering and KYC rules onto DeFi platforms or any centralized intermediaries that interact with them. This means users might have to prove who they are with ID checks, addresses, and platforms would need to monitor and report transactions. The Treasury and regulators like the SEC, CFTC get to define how these rules apply to decentralized setups. The bill wants to make DeFi safe by adding traditional bank-style rules, but that could turn it into something centralized and tracked, basically not truly decentralized anymore. This is one big reason Coinbase pulled support. They see it as blocking real innovation and privacy in crypto. The markup delay gives time to fight these parts, but it's a key battle between protecting against crime and keeping DeFi free and private. The third problem is that the bill was supposed to clearly split jobs between the two agencies for fair crypto rules. Instead, this version puts the SEC in the driver's seat for key decisions, weakening the CFTC and potentially making regulation tougher overall. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said, "We'd rather have no bill than a bad bill," emphasizing the need for crypto to compete fairly with traditional finance. The withdrawal had an immediate impact. The Senate Banking Committee postponed the January 15th markup likely to late January, giving time to address concerns. While Coinbase's stance is influential as one of the largest U.S. crypto platforms, the bill retains support from other major platforms, such as Circle, Kraken, Ripple, and CoinCenter. These people say that even if the bill isn't perfect, getting clear, official rules is way better than the current confusion. In the end, the Clarity Act is bigger than these boring rules. It's really a test for the United States. Can a country welcome new technology like crypto and blockchain without crushing it with too many heavy restrictions? If the bill gets fixed and passed in a fair way, it could be great for crypto. More people and companies would use it. Prices could go up a lot. Crypto would become normal and mainstream in everyday life. But if it stays too strict, especially protecting old banks over new ideas, or if it fails completely, the uncertainty continues. Remember, the market hates uncertainty. This bill will show if America can adapt to the future of money, or if the scammers are going to keep holding it back. Sorry, I meant the banks will hold it back.